Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to see a very interesting poem, Life. This is the first poem in our syllabus. So, today we are going to deal with this particular poem. The title of the poem is Life. Present poem Life was written by Charlotte Bronte. You can see her photograph. Charlotte Bronte, or you can say Bronte sisters, are famous in English literature. Charlotte Bronte had written serious kind of the poems all the time. The tone of present poem is also serious and motivational. So, of course, in this poem, you will get one of the motivational message at the end. So, through this poem, Charlotte Bronte shares her views about life because the title of the poem is itself life. Before going to start the actual poem, we're going to solve warming up activities. So in warming up activities, total three questions are there. So I'm not going to write down here questions. You should be ready with your textbook. So in your textbook, open page number 2 and let's see the first activity, which is warming up activity. And in this particular activity, there are many popular lines like life is a game, play it well, life is a journey, keep going ahead. Such kind of the famous quotations maybe or might you might heard about different kind of the quotations. So in this particular questions you need to discuss and write down few such metaphorical lines about life. Metaphorical lines means such kind of the lines which told us something about the life. So here we are going to write down five famous quotations about the life. So let's see. The first quotation, which is very famous, that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So this is very good kind of the quotations about the life. The second quotation, that is life is song, sung it. So life here metaphorically related with the song. And of course remember, if life is a song, you have to sing it very well. The third quotation here, that is the purpose of our lives is to be happy. So of course always I'm saying this particular thing, that ultimate purpose of our life is what? That we need to be satisfied. We need to be happy. So this is also one of the good kind of the quotation you can write on third place. The fourth quotation here, that is you only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. It means one life is sufficient to become happy, one life is sufficient to become satisfied. So it's very important that you have to do all the things in just one life, because one life is sufficient to do all the kind of the things. And the last quotation I would like to mention here, that is life is a tragedy when seen in close up, but a comedy in long shot. So of course this is depends on our perspective, that what kind of the perspective we have, and as per that maybe you have felt the same kind of the emotions. Sometimes maybe you felt like that life is a tragedy, sometime maybe you felt comedy, or maybe sometime maybe you have the both the emotions combined. So it's possible. So life is a tragedy when seen in close up, but a comedy in long shot. So these five sentences or five quotations you have to write down in first question. In the second, we are going to deal with the acrostics. Before going to start, let me tell you something about the acrostics. Acrostics, generally this is the vertical poem. It means the first letter of each line. When you read vertically, you will get one word. That is a meaningful word, you will get it. So of course remember here few examples are given. For example, life. The first letter that is L, after that I, F and E. So each letter here indicates something. So as per your choice, you can create such kind of the acrostics. We're always making such kind of the acrostics with our name. So here life, here given life, L which stands for life, I which stands for in, F which stands for freedom, and E which stand for ever. So likewise remember you need to complete the acrostics, as many acrostics you can with the help of the word life, Life. So here I have solved one acrostics for you, and of course remember you have to solve at least two examples of the acrostics with the help of the word life. So L I have written lovely, then I which stands for inspirational, F which stands for fantastic, and E which stands for energetic. The second acrostics you have to complete. So after this remember the third question, which is all about listen carefully and write the word in the appropriate column. So here you will see two columns, positive feelings and negative feelings. So after this remember you have to categorize the words into these particular two categories. The first one is positive and the second one is negative feelings. So many words are there: hopeful, lonely, happy, jealous, surprised, shy, loving, proud. So many words are there. So just check the page number 2, you will get the words. So I have the ready-made answer for you, because I'm not going in detail, because you all know it very well that hopeful, when person is hopeful, when the person is feeling positive, that time the person is hopeful. The second is negative feeling. When you are lonely, that time you will not having the hopeful feelings. Maybe you have negative feelings. So you have to categorize the words in such a way. Now I will show you. So I have already categorized the words in two columns, that is positive feelings and negative feelings. You have to fill up these particular words in your textbook. So do it carefully and write down these particular words in your textbook. Now after this remember we are going to start this particular poem stanza wise. In the poem, we have total 6 stanzas. And of course, remember, we are going to discuss these particular stanzas as per the meaning. So let's see what Charlotte Bronte would like to share with us. So in the first stanza of the poem, that is life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say. Oft, which is the abbreviation of often, a little morning rain. Okay, sorry for the digression. Let's see once again. That is, life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say. Often a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. So, this poem, Life by Charlotte Bronte, is all about the optimism of the poet. Bronte wrote the poem in serious way, and of course remember she has used the right kind of the rhyme scheme, which is ABAB. In the whole poem she has maintained this particular rhyme scheme. So remember the rhyme scheme of this particular poem is ABAB. In this poem, Bronte uses rain to serve as a metaphor for gloom. Gloom means despair and even death. Early in the poem, she remarks that morning rain can lead to a pleasant day. She adds that since rain makes the flowers bloom, we should not be gloomy or sad when the rain does fall. So, of course, remember here she told us that life is a blend or mixture of happiness and sorrow. The poetess, the poetess tells us in the first stanza that life below is not a dream so dark as sages. Sages means saints, or you can say wise men, those who are telling us wise things. And we shouldn't focus on just the good or the bad things, because this is the combination of both the things. Because Charlotte Bronte describes that life comes with bad times followed by good times, and sometimes we have happy moments and sometimes we have sad moments. So one can say that life is a series of ups and downs. So of course, remember in this first stanza, Charlotte Bronte would like to tell you that sorrow seems to win over hope. And in our life, we have so many different kinds of the feelings, so many different kinds of the emotions we have all the time. Because life is full of ups and downs. In the second stanza, here, poetess would like to tell you something about a very important message. Before that, remember, let me tell you this particular thing, that life is the most difficult exam. Many people fail because they try to copy others and not realizing that everyone has a different question paper. So we are always forgetting this particular thing, that we have our own paper and whose responsibility is to solve it well. This is the responsibility of that particular individual person. So always remember that don't copy the others. Try to solve your own paper and definitely you will get the destination if you solved your paper by your own. Okay, have you understood that? So let's see. Now we're going towards the next stanza of the poem, that sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? So this is very interesting poem which has the rhyme scheme A B A B. And here let's see that the poem describes that life is full of sorrowful times and also happy times. Poetess encourages people to see the sunny things and roses blooming as they last. Every situation is temporary in life. Nothing is permanent. We're always behind the permanent things. But we all know it very well that the life has the transitory kind of the thing and don't have any kind of the guarantee. So always remember that here she told us that roses bloom. It means whenever we saw the roses bloom, how do we feel? We feel very happy because it looks very beautiful, and we are always lamenting about this particular thing. That is, we are lamenting on its fall. So, here remember that the poet raises a rhetorical question. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? So, this is called as rhetorical question, and this is also called as the figure of speech interrogation. Remember, this is interrogation. Already you have learned this particular figure of speech in 8th standard. If you open the notebook of classwork, you will get this particular thing in your notebook. So it means that if rain can make the rose bloom, then why should we mourn over its fall? In other words, sorrows leads to happiness and should not be lamented, because everything has its span. After that span, you will get different kind of the feeling. So we should not be lamented on the fall of the rose. So Now we're going towards the next part or next stanza. Let's see. Rapidly, merrily, life is a sunny hours fleet by. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. So it's very important that you have to live your life with fullest. So the poetess tells us to enjoy every moment in life. Even if we are stuck in a difficult situation, we should remember that it will not last forever. अंधेरे के बाद उजाला होता ही है. So bad times are always followed by good ones. And due to this particular thing, you can say that everything or everything which is present on this particular earth has its own span. So life's sunny hours fleet by, which means life is moving ahead very fast. And thus, instead of lamenting the sorrows and griefs, one should gratefully, cheerily enjoy those fast flying moments of our life. So, now we are going towards the next stanza. What though death at times steps in and calls our best away? What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? Whatever the difficult words we have in this particular poem, I'm going to tell you afterwards. So let's see that here in this particular stanza, the poet says in a rhetoric way that though the death may take away our life during our best time, the most enjoyable time, because we don't have any kind of the guarantee about our life. So death is not certain. That is the uncertain kind of the thing, because we don't know when we are going to die. So likewise the sorrows take over our hope. We should never lose the will and determination, because hope has elastic springs. So in the next stanza you will get this particular thing, that hope is like one of the elastic thing. Elastic, the properties of elasticity, you know it very well. So here the next stanza, which is very important, that ate hope again elastic springs. Spring is the season, unconquered though she fell, still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well. So here we all know it very well that even during times of great adversity, like the death of a loved one, hope like buoyant that which can rise upwards, golden wings is the only feeling that will rescue us. And so we should be hopeful all the times. And many times in our life, at certain moments, we are pessimistic. We lose our hope. But never lose your hope in your whole life. Because hope is the only beautiful thing in our life which rescues us and always gives us satisfaction. So always be happy and always be hopeful. So in the next stanza, manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously can courage quell despair. So here remember, the poet is giving you one of the important message of the life, that be fearless and do the things manfully. Don't hesitate to do the things in your life. Don't be pessimistic. Don't be afraid. Be fearless. So always be fearless in your life, because those who are fearless in their life, they will definitely get their destination. So always be fearless. So here Charlotte Bronte would like to tell you that she can bear all the hurdles of life as she is manful, strong, and fearless. And on the day of judgment, as believed in the Christianity, day of judgment means the last day of our life. Her courage will make her victorious. because you need to accept the death, because life and death, these are the these are the sides of the same coin. So you have to accept both the sides in equal way. So here the poem going to end in a different way. The poem is going to end with a important message for each and every one of us. So manfully, fearlessly, we need to accept the day of trial. And if you have the courage to accept each and everything, if you are believing in yourself, you'll be definitely gets your destination. So always believe on yourself. And here the poet ends or concluded with the symbol of despair. And here in the last stanza, the poet would like to tell you that optimism is the key to success. So always be optimistic in your life. So here nothing will, sorry, we need to fight in every situation. So be courageous, positive, and confident in your life. Nothing will stop you if you have courage to end despair. With this great message, we are going to stop here. If you have any kind of the problem regarding the difficult words, I'm going to make a different video on glossary part and critical appreciation. So in the next video, you will get the meanings of each and every difficult word. This is very interesting poem and I hope that you liked it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you.